crossing the street. Took a breath and I walked up to you. Asked the darling, when could we meet? 'Cause now it's not too late. I won't just sit and wait. Alone by myself, I'm not just gonna stay and wait. I wanna just decide what is to be my fate. Alone by myself, I'm not just gonna stay and wait. But now it's not too late. I won't just sit away alone all by myself. I'm not just gonna stay here and wait. I wanna just decide what is to be my fate. Alone all by myself. I'm not just gonna stay here and wait.
Good morning, everybody. It's the first day I've had off from the Karen Reed trial in many, many weeks, and I was able to take a nap this afternoon. So I'm in a glorious mood as we're heading into a wonderful night where we have a really cool Speaks, aka the All-Star panel set for 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight, 7 p.m. where it counts, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to have a lot of fun and try something new tonight, which I'm going to spring on my co-hosts without letting them know anything about it first. So let's hope Rose has her microphone fixed in time to participate. We've got a lot going on. We have made a decision that we are, due to the controversy with WNN and our former association with WNN, we will not be featuring WNN flashback-related articles unless they're of major importance. Unfortunately, that means that today's flashback is not going to happen because all we had was 2 articles last year. One was too short to feature, and the other was just WNN. So, from this point forward, if we don't give that past coverage, that's the reason why. We're also going to have a new schedule coming out as of tomorrow. We are doing Drunk Girl Theater every day at 1 p.m. or every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's 12 o'clock where it counts, 11 o'clock Mountain Time, and 10 o'clock on the West Coast. We'll be going for about an hour for each one. It'll be me, Hank, and Phil, and we'll have a good time catching up on the drunk girls that we missed, because we've been missing these. Justin is reminding me that I don't have any ice cream until mid-2025. That's right. Not until May 18th, 2025, and that'll be the 45th anniversary of Mount St. Helens blowing up in my backyard. So that's saying something. We also have Gia saying new Zoe rules, Roddy's drool. You can see her with her automated things over on our really cool site, or our actually really cool Newswire Discord server. The link will be in the scroll below since I forgot to do it, there you go. Anyway, we're going to jump into the first articles, and then I'll be back in about 14 minutes. Long Island audit starts winning streak. The grand conspiracy apparently ended on Monday as our own GoFundMe campaign put up goose eggs to join every other campaign except Sean Paul, Long Island Audit RIA's unlawful arrest and constitutional rights campaign, which raised $25, earning the victory for the day. RIA's win has no context behind it, other than the usual encounters with police that he features on his channel. We'll investigate it further, especially if it turns into a pattern or a trend. More notable is the apparent end to the campaign that has been anonymously funding our GoFundMe campaign with minimum donations to keep me chained to the desk and writing this column every morning at 3 a.m. It's 5:56 a.m. now. I'm out of my mind after I wrote 5 other articles, and I'm pondering the days of the return to goose eggs across the board. It was made harder by said conspiracy, but not impossible. 7 full days of goose eggs means that we can retire the column and replace it with the daily sermons of Pope Phil, or rantings by Pants, or, by God, 3 minutes of me blogging again, expounding on what really is going on behind the scenes as I slowly collapse into madness. Chaos, drama, insults, bad suits and loud ties. A drama column featuring the emergency broadcasts of those who get their fifis hurt by mean comments on the internet. They must be addressed immediately, or there's no going back. Damn the torpedoes, damn the Spitfires, roll out the rutabaga, and let's have a hoedown throwdown like the world has never seen. Or I could just go back to bed and forget this column ever happened, which would be harder since I have to read it for the broadcast later. In any case, we shall return tomorrow with more drama, more whales, and more jackboot thug piggery, as these are the days of our thighs. Good night, everyone. Carolina and Fort Worth searches for lost items. Viewers of Carolina and Fort Worth were treated to her extended adventures on Monday as she went to the Tarrant County, Texas jail and a local hospital in Fort Worth in search of belongings that went missing after an incident with a police officer on the morning of June 23, 2024. Carolina was searching for a necklace, earrings, and a gimbal for her phone that she had claimed had gone missing after she was arrested and transported to the hospital. Her first stop in her search was the Tarrant County Detention Center. However, she forgot to charge her phone before going into the facility. Fans were a bit worried about her as her normal quirkiness was enhanced as she accidentally drank 2 cans of Red Bull at the same time Monday afternoon. She apparently mistook one of the cans for a normal soft drink instead of an energy drink. The YouTuber also accidentally muted her phone without realizing it as she left her vehicle. Carolina got out of the car and approached the jail while in the middle of a story of how she relies on patients and EMT workers for information about the condition of patients when she sees ambulances outside of the jail when her phone muted. Once unmuted, she approached an ambulance parked outside of the facility and was unable to obtain information on the patient that they were transporting. She did, however, have the EMT worker express that he was sorry for what happened to her in the incident last month. She noted that this was the 3rd time that day that an EMT or police officer had expressed similar statements. The charge on Carolina's phone ran out as she reached the property room of the detention center. She would later update her viewers that the detention center did not have her possessions. She then went to the local hospital where she was transported to on the night of the incident in order to treat her injuries before being transferred into police custody. The hospital did not have her possessions, but did confirm that she had an orbital bone fracture in her face from the June incident. De Castro claims freedom is days away. Jose Chile de Castro released his July 1, 2024 statement from Nevada's Clark County Detention Center on Monday with a new pledge that he would be released from jail on July 10, 2024, after the successful appeal of his sentence to jail for interfering in a traffic stop and obstructing an officer. De Castro has been in the detention center since March, after being found guilty of 2 charges from an incident with police in March of 2023. While De Castro has claimed that he was arrested for filming police, and his appeal hinges on claims of violations of his First Amendment rights, Both the justice of the peace overseeing the case and the officer who arrested DeCastro made it clear that he had every right to record. Justice of the Peace Ann Zimmerman, who sentenced DeCastro to jail, was the target of his scorn again during the video. He claimed that he was set to find a way around Zimmerman's judicial immunity in order to sue her for her biased handling of his case. On Monday, he announced that he would be suing Zimmerman for allegedly not allowing his family and friends to attend his reconsideration hearing, where Zimmerman affirmed his sentencing. When he previously mentioned this, he claimed that 8 members of the party who were denied entry would sign on to the lawsuit. In Monday's video, it was reduced to 4. DeCastro also announced that he would be suing the prosecutor in the case for malicious prosecution. Switching subjects, DeCastro expressed his longing for freedom and that he was especially hurt that he would be spending the 4th of July holiday watching the fireworks through the bars of a jail cell. He also chastised those who would discount his plight in the detention center in comparison to conditions of prisons in China and North Korea. He said that while he wasn't suffering physical abuse, the mental torture of being in jail was akin to being in a torture chamber. DeCastro also pledged that he would be seeking a national constitutional amendment once he was released to declare that those who were accused of victimless crimes would never serve prison time. "No victim, no crime, no prison time" will be the slogan of the new campaign. DeCastro is due in court on July 10th for his much-awaited appeal. Corrections. An earlier form of this article read, "Comparisons to conditions of prisons in China and North Carolina." Despite our thoughts on prisons in the South, it should have read North Korea. Our apologies. Karen Reed fallout. Obviously, the biggest fallout from the Commonwealth's loss was the relieving of duties of Boston State Trooper Michael Proctor, the lead investigator in the case. Proctor's inappropriate text messages and activities during the case may have lost the Karen Reed murder trial for the prosecution. Proctor's behavior was bizarre and unprofessional from the start. Sharing details of the active murder case with friends from childhood in a group chat was a level of unprofessionalism that should have cost him his job. Going further and joking that he was looking for nudes on Reed's phone to another group chat featuring his bosses impacted everyone in his chain of command for not taking action or reprimanding him on those comments. Sticking with him as the lead on the case after those incidents and not opening an actual internal affairs investigation until the months immediately before the trial was a mistake on the part of the Commonwealth. Relieving him of his duties after a hung jury was announced was something designed to get caught up in the blur that was Monday. The Commonwealth announced that they'd retry Reed. Proctor will still remain a problem for the prosecution, especially after his relief from duty proves the defense theory that he was a corrupt cop. On the other side, Alan Jackson pledged that he would stick around for the retrial. He has yet to react to the allegations that he is in a relationship with Reed after photos of him making otherwise inappropriate advances on her came out on Friday. It is unclear how Reed will pay for his services during the retrial, as the Reed family has reportedly been strapped for cash. There is a growing divide between supporters of Turtle Boy Aidan Kearney and Reed as Kearney pushes for fame based on his actions in the case. Supporters of Reed are thanking Nick and Jenna Rocco, his replacements, instead of Kearney, for their role in the victory, while Kearney is moving forward with a book and movie deal and settling old scores with Kate Peter and Lindsay Gaetini. Kearney announced on Monday night that someone murdered a turtle and lynched it outside of his parents' house. Police are investigating. Turtle Boy Kearney associates pointed the finger at Peter and Gaetini, who were reportedly late for counter-protests on Monday. Later in the day, Kearney and his supporters began to boycott Court TV for having Peter on the air, calling her a child abuser and claiming that her presence lowers the high standards that the network is known for. The fallout will surely continue as the week progresses. Karen Reed trial results in hung jury. Alleged murderess Karen Reed hugged her parents and gave a side eye to her supporters on Monday as the jury in her murder case came back with the news that it could not move forward to provide a verdict on Monday. Trouble started on Friday as the jury sent a note that it was hopelessly deadlocked by midday. Judge Beverly Cannoni heard from the prosecution and defense, then determined that the jury had not deliberated long enough to determine that they were hung. She sent the jury back for lunch, then they worked throughout the day on Friday, ending at 4:15 p.m. with the instructions from Judge Cannoni to put the case out of their minds for the weekend. Monday came and it was much the same as Friday. By midday, another note came in, and the jury said it was hopelessly divided, with strong moral opinions on both sides, keeping it from deciding Karen Reed's guilt or innocence. The judge again sent them back to deliberate after hearing from both sides, using stronger language this time. By mid-afternoon it was over. A third jury note and the realization that it was just not going to happen. The last note from the jury indicated that some felt that the prosecution went over and above proving that Karen Reed was guilty on all counts, while others did not believe the evidence that was presented established her guilt in the case. Reed was on trial for hitting Boston police officer and boyfriend John O'Keefe with her car on the night of January 29, 2022, during a snowstorm and after consuming 9 alcoholic beverages in a short period of time. In the hours that followed the incident, she confessed multiple times that she hit him and that she believed that O'Keefe was dead, hit by a snowplow. In the months that followed, her defense team concocted a story that the incident never happened. Instead, it was a murder carried out by the Albert and McCabe families with the sole intent to frame Karen Reed, an outsider who had previously been friendly with both families. The prosecution's case was hampered by the snowstorm. No small town was ever prepared for several feet of snow falling during an active crime scene. This led to questions about the investigation, including the use of non-standard materials in handling the crime scene, and putting the investigation in the hands of Michael Proctor, whose questionable activities during the investigation may have doomed the case. On the other side, Reed's attorneys were aggressive about trying the case in public before the prosecution even had a chance to react. By this time last year, Aidan Turtleboy Kearney was brought in to do an aggressive, unofficial PR campaign for Reed. He was everywhere last year with his megaphone, drumming up support through his Turtleboy network, outside of the homes of witnesses, and at sporting events featuring the children of witnesses. He would threaten the families with more unwanted attention unless they changed their testimony and admit to murdering O'Keefe. In the most unusual move of all, he led the defense in the case to take over the Justice for John O'Keefe cause and accused O'Keefe's own family of being traitors, as they did not believe in the innocence of Karen Reed. Despite Kearney ultimately being disassociated from the Reed camp over felony witness intimidation charges for the last 6 months, the strategy worked. Hundreds of people were on the streets of Canton, Massachusetts yesterday, screaming their support for Karen Reed, while a handful of counter-protesters were shouted down by the assembled mob. In the aftermath of the verdict, the Commonwealth announced that they would be retrying Reed for her alleged crimes. Judge Cannoni set a status hearing for what comes next on July 22, 2024. State Trooper Michael Proctor was relieved of his duties by the Boston State Police on Monday, soon after the hung jury was announced. The internal affairs investigation into his actions during the Reed case continues. And there you have it, folks. Another newscast in the bag. Again, we didn't have a flashback this week tonight because we only had 2 articles available. One of them was much too small to be read on the air, and the other featured WNN. Our new policy will be that we are skipping the WNN articles based on that past association and all those bad memories. On days like this, we're just going to go without a flashback article. Couple of programming notes. Remember, tomorrow we will have our 2nd edition of Drunk Girl Theater at 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll be me, Hank, and Phil. We'll be going for about an hour, and it'll be a fun time. That's about the same time we had been doing Drunk Girl Theater during the Karen Reed murder trial, and until we get another trial or something else to hang out with, we'll be using the Drunk Girl Theaters as an excuse to hang out, and I hope you all join us. That'll be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll be having our all-star panels, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, that is. Then Sundays, we will have our special week in review every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Hope you turn into that one, though it is a recorded show. It compiles all of these newscasts or all the news from the newscasts into one big 2-hour stream. Speaking of that, on Thursday of this week, due to the 4th of July holiday, we will not be having a newscast. We will have a double-sized newscast on Friday. We also will not be having a panel show, but we will be doing a Best of Chili De Castro show airing sometime during the day, and we may also be doing our Best of end credit commercials, since I do have a bunch of those. I think I have about a half an hour, 20 minutes to a half an hour of those, and they're especially fun if you haven't seen them all. On that note, we're going to get out of here with our closing credits and then the after credit scene. Thank you all for being here. If you feel like it, you still can donate, that is. No. Well, I would take donuts as a donation. But still, we do have the Stream Elements link if you want to donate, plus all of our other ways to donate to the cause. I do this as my primary thing every day, working between 5 and 10 hours a day, bringing you the stories. So anything helps. Anyway, again, we're going to jump right into our closing credits, then our very special after credit scene. Take care all. See you in about an hour with our really cool all-star panel.